You're ready to go.
Okay, I'd like to call the meeting to order at 3:31. And there's Heidi. Perfect timing, Heidi. We're just calling the meeting to order. I'd like to ask for approval of the agenda.
So move.
Second?
Second.
Okay, so the agenda has been approved, and we'll move on to approval of the minutes of March 18th. Has everyone had a chance to go through them? Is there
Yes.
anything anybody sees that needs to be changed? I found one minor mistake on the item number 14 where it says next meeting, March 15th. It should read April 15th.
Got it. Okay.
Other than that, it's a wonderful summary. I don't know who did that, but it's great.
You get what you pay for, Lenny.
Well, I heard we were paying big bucks, so I don't know. Okay, so the minutes, can I ask somebody to approve the minutes, make a motion? Melissa, second?
Second, Greg.
Okay, Greg, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No one. Okay, so the minutes are approved. Moving on to the items of business. The U of M report subcommittees. I don't think there's any reports that I know of. Hi, Charlie. Welcome. So we'll move to the next number B, which is senior student interactions programs. Even though it says table until further notice, there's been a lot of things going on, which I think we should share. Number one, the Mia and Morgan and their students, the NHS students from Berkeley High School, were not able to do the last meeting because school had started and it was scheduled for during school time. But they are open this Sunday from noon to 2, and which is the 18th. And they are also doing this again on Sunday, May 16th from noon to 2. So even though school's in session, it won't interfere with the 2 Sunday dates. We tried to do one during the week to make it easier for some people, but then go figure, school started again. That didn't work. And I'd like to thank them for their efforts. They did a great job, and they're nice kids, and they have kids ready to help them. So hopefully they'll be ready to roll. There'll be seniors who are interested this coming Sunday. Any questions on that? Claire?
Lenny, I'll send out a notice to my group, my email group, but how should people sign up? Or can somebody send me that information so I can pass that on?
Sure. I
would appreciate
it. Jen, can you arrange that, please? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, I can.
Okay.
Great.
Thanks very much.
Because I'll send that out today.
Send it to Jen, and that'll be great. Okay.
Hey, Lenny, it's
Yeah.
Tracy. Just real quick, Charlie brought in a message and wanted to know if he could have a few minutes at the beginning of this meeting to go over just a few things. He put it in the chat. Okay.
Sure. In fact, go ahead, Charlie. I'll yield my moment here for you. Go on.
Oh, thanks. First, Tracy, good looking out. Thank you. Second, everyone should give a shout out to Jen, Amy, Colette for all the help they did for a senior resident. I know some of you probably heard about this, but they basically cold called the Attorney General into making the Attorney General do something to prevent elder abuse as the COVID vaccine. So like hats off to you all for putting in the extra work to making things happen for people. Greg, I got your letter. Thank you. I'd love to be there. I could also send you an email for my RSVP.
Okay. No, that's okay. I'll write you down.
Okay, thanks. Also, I just wanted to make sure y'all know, first, I'm sorry to have to jump in and jump out, but I had a meeting till 3:30 and a meeting that started at 3:30, but I wanted to make time for you all to know. Please call, text, email anytime, especially if you have questions about COVID or Oakland County business. Happy to connect you to anything related to any government unit. I mean, you got Huntington Woods pretty well covered here with Amy and Jen and Tracy, but anything else I'd love to be of service towards, and can put my phone number in the chat. But if you're looking for a homebound vaccine, if you're looking for a vaccine, if you're looking for someone who you know in your life that needs a vaccine, I can give you answers and connections to that because we've really hit this tipping point in terms of vaccination and supply. Also, it's budget season for Oakland County government. And the last thing I just wanted to say to you all is we're here in the 18th district, our team of volunteers, we have been working really closely with someone named Marcia Kamen Smith, who lives over on Boardman. Melissa knows, okay. But Marcia is our Senior Advisory Council representative in Oakland County government, because there's a Senior Advisory Council replicated off of what y'all do. But I'm saying that to say Marcia is helping us run point on big plans about senior issues, because as I'm sure you all know, almost a quarter of Oakland County is over the age of 65. And we're aging by the day, especially thanks to like the brain drain that we've had over the last 20 years. So being able to take care of our seniors, whether it's about aging in place or elder abuse, or making sure that there aren't scams, or making sure life is affordable on a fixed income, these are all things that are becoming extremely prescient. And we are trying to start and stoke big conversations about big changes that Oakland County can help lead. I'm kind of teasing out a big issue that I don't want to let out of the bag, but if you want to talk more about it, please reach out to me and I'll put you in touch with Marcia, who's running point on senior issues, because there's a lot we're trying to get other people excited about. So, thanks.
Charlie, is anybody who is homebound now, can they get a vaccine?
Yes.
And the fastest route to do that is to contact?
It's called Ready Nursing Solutions. The phone number is 810. Phone number is 810-331-0902. I'll put it in the chat.
Cool. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, Charlie, anything else, sir?
If you all want to come to our weekly team meetings, we have a dozen policy prescriptions, one of which is senior issues, which is a ballooning project we're working on. But if you want to come to our Saturday 10 a.m. team meetings via Zoom, please also reach out and I'll put my email in the chat, because we have a dozen policy issues and 15 volunteers working on all these big ideas. So thanks.
Great.
Could you put Marcia's contact information in the chat?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Charlie. Okay, back to the student interactions. We've contacted the Berkeley High School and Norup International School choir director for an idea for next year to do a concert for seniors during the month of May in honor of seniors, but the kids from Berkeley High School and maybe some kids from the international school. And there's a special group of very fine, I forgot the name, but Tri M or Charlie? You raising your hand? No, okay. There's a special group of kids who've done very well there, and they're very interested. I'm going to be meeting after Mamma Mia because the director, Miss Noble, is also the director for Mamma Mia for all the music, all the singing. And so we're going to meet with her after the coming play. So I'm kind of excited about that. That should be a real nice evening or afternoon for Huntington Woods Senior American Month for next year. Also going to try to revive that Huntington Woods video that was postponed from COVID. And that's also in the works and in progress for next year, hopefully next September, if we get through COVID. So that's what's happening with senior and student interactions. And now we're going to Older Americans Month activities. And I want to call on Heidi to share the first one coming up, which is the variety show, the senior variety show, which we're kind of excited about. Hi, I think you got to unmute, Heidi, or something. Can you all hear Heidi?
No.
No, I couldn't either.
Still can't hear you, Heidi.
Can't hear you, Heidi. There must be something on your computer. You have to.
This better?
Yes.
We
Yes.
can
Right.
even hear you.
Yes.
Sorry about that. Okay, so the group that is going to perform is the 650 Players, OPC, out of the Older Persons Commission in Rochester. And it'll be an hour or so show. Lenny and I have been working on the logistics of the site and how the setup's going to be. I guess just to tell you, the show is going to be singing, dancing, some kind of storytelling things, but a lot of variety. So hopefully there'll be something that, you know, everybody can enjoy, a lot of different genres. And I hope the seniors enjoy being entertained by other seniors. So should be fun.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I think it's a
We
great
are
idea.
too. We haven't
Great.
performed for like a year, so everybody's excited.
Great, great, great. Could you share that one thing for 1 second about the woman who was in her 80s who was going to do a dance, but maybe using her chair?
Oh, okay. Well, one of the songs we're going to do is Dancing Queen, but you know, the site isn't, well, anyway, it's cement and it's a little bit chancy. So we have one lady who dances. She's been dancing forever in this group and she's 82. So she and maybe the background dancers will be probably performing sitting on chairs because it's a very energetic dance and they're just a little worried about doing it on cement when she's had some balance issues lately. So yeah, our group has those kind of senior issues that are
Great.
common to seniors. So, but hopefully some of the other dances will just do them normally. I think the other ones, they'll be just done normally, but that one might be in a chair. So we'll see. I
think it's a real motivator for us seniors to see other seniors doing all these kinds of things and working around whatever issues they have and still knocking them out. I would say I hope she breaks a leg, but only in the theatrical sense and not in the physical sense.
Bad.
Yeah. Okay, we also have on May 8th, that is May 6th, on a Thursday, from 1 to 2:30 at the near the gazebo by City Hall, and if arranged, it'll be the next week, same time, same place. And then May 8th, we're hoping to get a dozen or so seniors to meet us at Republica Restaurant on Coolidge. We have dinner, and Lexi, the owner of the building, is setting us a place aside for us at 4:45. And after that, we're going over to the Berkeley High School parking lot, where there will be a stage in the middle of the parking lot, and they will be performing Mamma Mia. Wow. And we had a group all set to go to Greece last year, and of course, COVID postponed that. So we're hoping Mamma Mia will be our night to have some fun on the town. And you can even meet the woman who is in charge of the choir, who we're hoping to do something for next year. Should be a lot of fun.
What time's the show, Lenny?
The show is at 7.
Okay.
And dinner is early bird dinner, 4:45. That gives us a chance to beat the crowd there, and we'll have a space reserved outside, and then we have spaces reserved in the parking lot for us, hopefully near where the music is being played. That's what Carolyn Krieger said, the woman who's the vice principal who helped us out the last time before COVID when we had a show. It was great. Then we have the reception with city leaders and city officers and department heads, and that's scheduled for Tuesday, May 18th from 6 to 7, and that will also be at the gazebo area. And looking forward for our seniors to be able to meet all the movers and shakers of Huntington Woods. It doesn't happen too often. You get them all in one spot at one time. So I'm excited about that. And I think it's a nice thing for city leaders and to meet our citizenry and parts of our citizenry. So please urge your friends and neighbors to attend, especially if they're our age or a little older. And it should be a real nice thing to do. And lastly, we have at the end of the month, at the end of May, on Wednesday, May 26th, our senior artistic salon, a festive gathering. I've spoken with a couple of the people who are going to be there, and I'm excited. They're excited. This is going to be a cool thing. the man that's the jazz player who's been backup for Motown and has done all kinds of things on his own. He's done his own recording. He's a really cool guy. And he plays some really nice jazz on an electric piano. And we have several artists that are going to be there displaying their work. And one of them is even going to be creating a charcoal drawing in front of us to give you a sense of how he thinks and how he moves. He does a lot of portrait artistry and landscape artistry, as well as he's a talented musician. So I'm going to meet with them sometime next week. But these folks are excited, and please, encourage your friends and neighbors to join us. It should be a really nice time. It's going to be in the parking lot right outside the library, of course, because of COVID. It'll be blocked off, and there'll be plenty of space seating, and it should be a really nice event. The magazine that came out last week, there's all kinds of things going on in May for all the citizenry, but these are the highlights for the seniors. Any questions about that from anybody?
Sounds great.
Claire?
Can somebody give me an idea of how you're going to be setting up seating? I want to let people know, because I've been promoting the programs already.
Yeah. Okay.
I would like to let people know so that they can make their own judgment.
All the chairs are going to be 6 feet apart, and they're going to be in a horseshoe fashion, so we horseshoe around the stage. Okay?
On the grass, on the
parking lot for the salon, and on the grass and on the concrete at the pavilion near the gazebo. And everything will be 6 feet, all chairs will be 6 feet apart. And we'll do it in a horseshoe way so that we can get more chairs in a smaller area with maintaining that instead of just straight lines.
Okay.
So it's all going to be COVID aware. And we're going to ask everyone to wear masks when they come. And there'll be a hand sanitizing station at each event as well. Okay, moving along. HARP and concierge program.
That is still on hold, the HARP program.
Okay.
We have still been getting requests for certain, small things done around people's yards and stuff like that. And I've been able to fulfill those requests with Todd Fedor and the NHS, as well as Derek Volkers. So I have not had to turn anybody away.
Great. Okay, thanks, Jen.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna get back to you a little bit later with some of the other things for seniors that you've been doing, but we'll move along on our agenda for the moment.
Sounds good.
The bylaws update. Amy, can you share what occurred at City Council and maybe read us the new bylaw that we all approved our last meeting?
Well, the change in the bylaws has to be done by ordinance, and in Huntington Woods, we do a first reading to get input from the public and for the commission to make comments. And that first reading was at the March City Commission meeting, and they did approve the language as submitted by the Senior Advisory Committee. So it will be officially approved at the second reading of that ordinance that incorporates those changes the first reading was in April. The second reading will be in May. It's not official yet, but I don't anticipate any changes since everybody's had a chance to look at it. I don't actually have the language right in front of me. It's in my City Commission folder, but it was what the commission had, this committee had worked out at their March meeting. Same language.
It was to add in the idea of aging in place.
Right.
Okay, great. Okay. Next on the agenda is our public etiquette discussion, our public protocol. I've spoken with each of you individually over the last few weeks and asked you to give me ideas and how we can have our meetings run more smoothly than the last time, and how we should organize ourselves. And I have a list of 5 suggestions, which I asked somebody from Parks and Rec to send out to everybody. I'd like to read them so we're all on the same page. And I'm going to open up the comments from everyone on the committee if you have any other suggestions or modifications or changes. So this is a summary of what everyone shared with me, how we expect all of us to conduct ourselves at our Senior Advisory Committee meetings. First, all meeting participants must speak and be spoken to in a respectful manner. We can respectfully disagree with each other, but we can't be disrespectful of others. Number two, please save all questions and comments and concerns for public participation. This will enable the committee to work our way through our scheduled agenda without getting sidetracked or seriously sidetracked. Number three, if the chair on behalf of the committee asks or refers to a member of the public to address a specific issue for which they have particular knowledge or expertise, they will be called on to address that to the committee. Further discussion by members of the community will be saved for public participation as per the agenda schedule. Number four, we all have dreams and goals for our Huntington Woods. City staff work with and for the entire Huntington Woods community, not exclusively for any one particular component. If our dreams and goals conflict, we all need to commit to rational, non-confrontational problem-solving solutions. Personal attacks will not be accepted. Number five, and lastly, issues or concerns that members of the Huntington Woods community would like the Senior Advisory Committee to review may be submitted to the committee via the city manager, Amy. The rationale and reasons supporting such an issue or concern should be included with the request for review. This should be received 10 days before the following monthly meeting to be able to be included in the agenda for that meeting. And the monthly meetings are always the third Thursday of the month, unless somebody knows or there's some issue that comes up, but that's 90% of how it goes. So I'd like to invite other committee members if they have any other suggestions or modifications they would like to make or anything they would like to share. I'll take that everyone is comfortable with that.
I think it looks good to me. It looks good.
Okay.
Do you want a motion to adopt this?
Then I would like to call for someone to make a motion for adoption for this for the rest of this meeting and for the rest of the forthcoming meetings.
I motion to adopt.
Okay.
That's
Do I
correct.
hear a second? Melissa? All right. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, the motion will carry, and this will be our outline guideline for this meeting and all future meetings. And I'm looking forward to it because we have so many nice things to plan and so many nice things to do. And I think we can do this in a way that we can find the creativity that each of us has, and we just need to respect each other's boundaries. So thank you, all of you, for your input on this. It was very meaningful to speak with all of you on it. I really appreciate your support. Okay, Recreation Department and Library Programming. Joanne, I'm going to ask you to go first because I always miss you.
Yeah, I'm here. We have an interesting program next week with Andrew Nowicki. He's going to be talking about all those forms of nature living in your backyard. You don't have to go over to the zoo to find interesting creatures and so forth. He's going to talk about that. It'll be a Zoom meeting at 7 p.m. You all received, I believe, your spring guides recently, or will be receiving them shortly. There is an error in there. We had a June program all set to go. And then the speaker looked at the park and decided he couldn't work in that park. So I have a substitute program called Grand River Avenue, Michigan's Route 66.
All right.
That will be in that slot on June 9th. That's about it for me.
Okay. So it's Mr. Nowicki is actually going to be speaking about my backyard. Is that it?
Yeah. Yeah.
With all the animals that are parading around there, making me crazy. Okay, great. Okay, Parks and Rec. Jen, are you up? Are you okay to do this?
Yeah, I'm feeling okay right now. Thank you for asking. So yeah, we've been working on many different things, and the 60 plus crowd newsletter is going to be delivered at the end of April, actually, instead of waiting until September, because we had a sponsor, Dr. Shane Baum's office.
Yay.
So that is very exciting news. I think it will be coming into the office Monday or Tuesday of next week, and we hope to get it out soon. Colette and I were talking about the National Honor Society students. We've sort of been focusing on, Todd Fedor and then both Mia's and Morgan, which is great, but there's more people helping in the background. So we're trying to come up with some kind of award or something to do for them to make them feel recognized and noticed, because they definitely deserve it. They've helped me with all kinds of odds, like odd jobs with the seniors. The reassurance calls are still a big thing for me. I actually have one lady that I talked to Monday through Friday, and I couldn't get a hold of her this Monday. And, that always panics me, but she ended up going into the hospital over the weekend for some health problems. And I told her, I said, well, since you're in the hospital, I won't call you, unless you want me to. She goes, oh no, please. I still want you to call me every day, even when I'm in here. So I just thought a neat little story. And the birthday calls have been going good too. I typically only call Huntington Woods residents, but in my list, we have people on there that are no longer residents. And I recognized this one name, and I didn't even look to see if she was still a resident. And I called her, and she's like, oh, I moved 5 years ago. And she's like, but Huntington Woods is the best. She's like, it's so great to have you call me. She's like, you made my birthday. So I thought that was nice. And I, called the nurse on call for the Oakland County Health Department on a different issue. But when I was talking to the nurse, she told me that anybody 65 years and older does not have to wait for the Save My Spot for their vaccine anymore. They can call the nurse on call, and they'll be able to set them up with an appointment. So I thought that was really good news. And even bigger news, and this has not gone public yet. I think it will be going out on Monday. But we are working closely with Rite Aid in Berkeley, actually. And we're going to be doing a COVID clinic, a vaccine clinic, at the end of April and middle of May. So it will be for 16 and up, and we're hoping to get 300 vaccines. But all the information will be coming out, I believe, on Monday. So look for that in the, on Facebook, on the city website, and the e-blast, and all of the details will be there for that. So I'm pretty excited.
Is that going to be at the rec center?
Yes.
That's fabulous.
Yep. It's going to be in the gym of the rec center. They'll enter through the front door and exit through the gym doors. And we're going to have 4 people administering the shots. And, we'll obviously follow social distance protocol and everything. And I will need a couple of people to assist if anybody's interested, because it's going to be from 9 to noon and 300 people. It's going to be kind of a lot just for one person.
Yeah, you can count on me.
Well, thank you. So, but
too.
Oh, thank you. I think that's all of the big stuff right now, unless anybody has any questions for me.
You were going to say something about the loan closet.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, so I'm not quite sure why, but the loan closet requests have picked up this last month, and I have actually been able to provide. I've had 4 different calls, and we had the 4 different things that they needed, and I've been able to provide those with the people that need them. So I actually went to City Hall and organized everything and know exactly what's down there. And so I was pretty happy that I was able to help in that way.
You think that has anything to do with low interest rates or on the loan?
You're funny, Lenny.
Owner.
Well, that is such great news on this shot. that's going to be available, hopefully, in our own rec center. 300 vaccines. That's incredible. That's
Yeah.
great work. I mean, kudos to the to you and whoever helped you do this. That's amazing.
Thank you. It's a team effort. And we are hoping to get, I believe, 25 people every 15 minutes.
What's the date of that again, Jen?
I believe it's going to be April 28th from 9 to noon and May 19th from 9 to noon.
But you can't tell anybody until Monday, right?
Well, I mean, you can't sign up until Monday, so that's when it's going to go public.
All right, that's fabulous news. And did you have a phone number for that Oakland County nurse to call to make a vaccine appointment?
Yes.
The one that Charlie gave us?
Charlie put it in the chat.
Yep.
I put it in
It's
the
Yep, that's the same number.
Yeah.
Oh, same number. Okay, great. Great.
The number that's in the chat, if we can have someone can jump the line if it's a senior. I have a homebound senior who hasn't been able to get the shot. So if I call that number, they can jump ahead. I was told August.
Well, I spoke with the nurse on call just yesterday, and because I was trying to get an appointment for my own grandmother, which I was able to do. And she said that 65 and up, they don't have to wait for Save My Spot anymore, that they can call and they can get them an appointment. And I also called Beaumont and I said, same thing, trying to get an appointment for my grandmother. And they were able to accommodate her. They gave me 2 different dates with multiple different times. So I would even maybe try them.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Great. Okay. Next, recreation, public participation. Do we have anyone in the public who would like to make a statement? Yes, Claire.
I have a couple of questions. I was wondering, I went to, I'm trying to promote the programs, but I'd also like to tell people how they can register. I went online to register. First off, it's very difficult to find where you go to find the senior programs on the registration. It took me a long time to realize that they were under special events, because in an adult, when you put in information, none of the senior things come up. And so you have to really hunt for them. So you might want to think about restructuring that. But as of the other day, when I looked and registered for one program myself, there really was very little there available to register for. The programs during the month of May, only one, I think only one of them was available to register for. So I think the registration needs to be out there if people are, if it's in the newsletter. So that needs to be looked at if you can. And, or should I just tell people to call? Because the experience that people had in the past when they called was, you should have done this online. Well, if it's not online, they can't do it. So
Claire, it should be all online, and I'm going to go on our system right now while we're talking, and just to make sure that it's all there. So
okay,
I'll check.
Maybe I jumped the gun. I mean, I might have.
No. It should be there, and I'm going to check right now just to make sure. Right. So I'll get back with everybody then. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Claire. Any other public participation? Any questions?
I just want to say I hope that this group. I think that the kinds of activities you're putting together are great, but I think that there are policy issues and other kinds of issues that this particular advisory committee ought to be dealing with, that ought to be included as talking points and things that you should be discussing. Obviously, one is the senior equipment, which I assumed was going to be on the agenda. That's one of the problems with asking me to put in things 10 days before when I have no idea what's on your agenda. But I think that there are some other issues. One issue that was brought up, but I think kind of dropped, was how do we help residents who can't get appointments at SACRA because they either don't have access to internet, or they don't know what to do, or they don't have very much. How can we as a community help those individuals? It was brought up, it was said, oh yeah, we should look at that. And then boom, it's gone away. So I think there are some issue-oriented questions that this committee should be looking at, as well as helping the recreation department develop programs.
Okay, thank you very much for your comment. And if you would like us to review the Sakura thing, just send us a note, please, and we'll put it on the agenda. We'll look at it and put it on the agenda. Same with the equipment.
Lenny, I would like to just say one thing. If people are having trouble signing up to get an appointment at Sakura, because they can't get online, I'm happy to help assist with that. They can call me. The appointments are hard to get, but I can keep trying.
Okay.
And Lenny, can I just update one more thing? I was just checking on our RecPro system to make sure all the programs for the senior month and everything, they are there. And I know we will always put a registration number with the information. You can always look up the activity you want to register through that particular number as well, but they are under special events for the senior salon, and all of that kind of stuff is all listed there. And the Mamma Mia trip, is that what you were referring to, Claire? I just want to make sure I'm giving you the right information.
Well, I was looking to register for a lunch bunch, for example.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And there's a question because, for example, I probably don't want the lunch. Thank you very much. Is there going to be a way to register for lunch bunch without having to register for the lunch?
Yes, you could just give me a call, and
okay,
just as long as I have a count of how many people are going to be there, so I can make, all the proper adjustments to social distancing. But yes, you do not have to order the lunch. And
so people should call you, Jen, rather than registering online on that
for the Monday lunch. Yes.
Okay.
And so that, Claire, that's good. So then through Jen for lunch bunch, and then but for the special events that are coming up, those are through our RecPro system. So you should be able, their special events, you should be able to get to those, or always look up the number that's included with that event. Thank you.
So are there any other comments? Public participation? Okay. Our next meeting is Thursday, May 20th. If there are some issues that you would like for us to review for discussion for our next meeting, please submit them to Amy, and we'll all take a look at them and decide how we're going to proceed with it. And please share that with your neighbors and friends. I urge you all to ask your friends and neighbors also to support these activities. If we get decent turnouts at them and good turnouts, it makes it way easier to do them again and modify them and make them have more programming. It should be a lot of fun. It should be a great month next month for all of us. Any other business? Okay, that being the case, can I get a call for adjournment, please? A motion? Do I need a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
All right, anyone second that, please?
Oh, I thought it'd be fun to do an uncomfortable stare for an hour. No, I'll second.
Okay, it's now 4:10. All in favor of adjourning the meeting?
Don't have to.
You don't need it, Lenny.
You don't need it. Okay, great. It's
just
official.
Need a motion in a second.
It's triple official.
Okay.
I wish you all well, and thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Take care. Thank you.
Jen, feel better.